While our history books focus on the contributions of a privileged few, let nobody forget Savitribai Phule, who dedicated her life to championing the cause of the oppressed. It was Savitribai's crusade against Brahminical patriarchy that set the ball rolling for intersectional feminism and education for all in our country. Born in 1831 in Naigaon, Maharashtra, and belonging to the Mali community, Savitribai was married by age 9 to Jyotiba Phule, who was 13. At a time when lower caste men and all women weren't allowed to study, Savitribai Phule, along with her husband, spearheaded a movement that led to the emancipation of many from Brahmanism, patriarchy, and feudalism. Savitribai and Jyotiba Phule defied social norms to educate themselves, setting up the first school for women in India. Despite being the very first female teacher and headmistress of India, Savitribai is an icon we don't often learn about. The couple set up several schools in Maharashtra for women and Dalits. The curriculum of these schools focused on science, social sciences, and mathematics. A complete departure from school teaching back then, which taught the Shastras and Vedas to Brahmins only. And guess what? The number of girls attending the schools run by the Phules far exceeded the number of boys. A pioneer of women's rights in India, Savitribai was also responsible for setting up a feminist organization, the Mahila Seva Mandal, where women across all class, caste, religion were welcome. She was very vocal about her support for widow remarriage and actively campaigned against child marriage. She even sparked a barber strike in Mumbai and Pune as an act of protest against the practice of shaving women's heads. She set up a home for the prevention of infanticide, welcoming expecting widows into her own house so that they could safely deliver their babies. The two also started the Satya Shodhak Samaj, an organization representing minorities and their interests at a time when they weren't allowed a voice or a platform. Satya Shodhak intercaste marriages challenged the existing status quo, and Savitribai Phule stood undaunted for the rights of those persecuted by the caste system. After Jyotiba's death, Savitribai went on to head the organization. A crusader for education and empowerment through and through, Savitribai wrote feisty prose and poetry, inspiring the oppressed to rise up against the ruling classes. She published Kavya Phule in 1854 and Bhavan Kashi Subodh Ratnakar in 1892. Savitribai set up a clinic for the treatment for those affected by bubonic plague, and in 1897 herself succumbed to plague while tending to a patient. But Savitribai's life story would remain incomplete without the mention of Fatima Sheikh, another phenomenal woman who led the crusade against Brahminical patriarchy alongside the Phule couple. Fatima's struggle against the status quo was doublefold, owing to her identity as a Muslim woman. She joined ranks with the Phule couple in their quest to making education accessible to all, supporting them every step of the way, and went on to become the first female Muslim teacher in India. The work done by the powerhouse duo of Savitribai Phule and Fatima Sheikh was one of the earliest examples of intersectional feminism in our country, and they continue to be an inspiration in fighting against oppression even in contemporary times.